Hey guys, what's up? So today I have a brand new video for you guys. So first of all, before we begin the video, I just want to give a shout out to ApplePro. If you guys want to shout out just like this, all you have to do is say shout out for shout out. You give me a shout out, I give you a shout out, and that's just how we do it. So guys, get him to 1,000 subscribers. He's a really great iOS YouTuber, and here his Instagram. Go follow him. Go check him out. Links for him will be down in the description. Alright guys, so I told myself I'll never make a video on a customer. So if you guys do not know this, I work at Family Dollar and I deal with a lot of customers because I'm a cashier. And let me tell you guys, if you guys ever done customer stuff, it's crazy. You deal with the most weirdest people, you deal with the most craziest people, and you deal with people who are just complete douchebags and will go out of their way, go out of their time just to make your day more worse, what it seems like. So basically, alright, so the story basically starts off where there's this lady who works right in a store, and she wants to buy cigarettes like all the time. She goes to the store all the time, about 6 out of 7 days a week, and I usually see her. And the first time I worked there and I saw her, I asked for ID. And after the first time you see them, even like the store manager says, that's what you do. And it made sense too. So once you see a customer and you ask for ID, and you see their ID one time, if they're above 21 or whatever, to buy tobacco or cigarettes, then they could do it. Okay, you don't have to ask for it again because you already know their ID. And she comes in about 6 times a week. So why would I ask her, for ID if I already know her exactly who she is and how old she is? So it just doesn't make sense, right? She comes in every single day, and then so she bought cigarettes, and there's a lady behind her, and she bought cigarettes. She's a nice lady and whatever, and she bought like, I don't know, maybe 28, 30, 35, something like that. And she buys cigarettes, and I give her cigarettes or whatever, and I didn't ask for ID because I see her multiple times, and I already saw her ID like, the first couple times, so there's no point in asking. So she leaves, and then there's a lady behind her. The lady behind her comes up, and then she wants to buy cigarettes too. And I didn't know this, but she's actually like 28, but like she looked under 40, so I have to ask her for ID. I never seen her before, so I don't know who she is, or some people could look a lot older, and they could actually be a lot younger, or vice versa. They could look younger and be a lot older. But it's always safe to ask. If they're under 40 years old, you're supposed to ask, especially when you haven't had a customer before, because you don't know who they are, how old they are. And also, if I sell cigarettes to someone who's under 21, or tobacco or whatever, I could be $1,000 fine. I go to jail. So it's really serious, and it's a serious thing. You have to take, even like other places. And this is not even that bad, because like places like Walmart and like Wawa, apparently they always ask for ID. So they can see, like, I guess multiple times, they'll always ask for ID. You get in big trouble if you sell to someone underage. Alright guys, so a lady I was dealing with who I seen multiple times, she leaves, and then next lady comes up, and she's sitting there looking at me, and she was like, can I get these cigarettes or whatever, or tobacco? And I was like, do you have your ID with you? And she was like, yeah, sure, whatever. She's like, fine, or something like that. So she went out. She's I'll be right back. I guess she had to get her ID from the car or whatever. So she went to the car to get her ID, and she came back. And then I looked at her, and I was like, all right, thank you, whatever, for getting your ID. And then she was like, you didn't ask the other lady. And I was like, yeah, it's only because I seen her like maybe 15, 20 times. Like, I seen her like literally every single day, but like one day a week. And sometimes even she comes every single day. So I seen her a lot, and I said I already asked her for a couple times for ID, and I already know her age and all that good stuff. And so that's why I don't ask her. She's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. And she's like, you know that? It does not matter. And I was like, it does. And then that right there was ticked her off. She's like, excuse you? I don't need this attitude. And I was like, you know what? I'm not giving you an attitude. I didn't say anything back. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like in my head, I didn't say anything back to her because it's not worth dealing with her. And then she was like, and show me her ID. And then before she left, guys, to get her ID, she let me hold her money. So then at that point, she grabbed the money out of my hand. She said, give back my money. She grabs it out of my hand, and she was like, I'll take the Cheyenne cigarettes, whatever. So the Cheyenne cigarettes are in the other drawer. They're actually like behind the glass. So I go over there to get their cigarettes. And guys, I'm 18 years old. I never smoked in my life. I never did tobacco. I don't ever want to do that, so it's not good for you, and I'm all about my body. So I have no clue anything about cigarettes, or I'm still like learning. It's like my first time I actually ever like sold cigarettes, like where I worked. So like I'm still learning. I only been here for 2 weeks at my job, and maybe a little over 2 weeks. But like I don't know cigarettes that well. And there's so much different brands. There's so much different, like the same brands. There's so much different. There's shorts. There's hundreds. There's menthol. So there's so much, guys. And I'm not really good at it. Okay. So I go over to the window to get her tobacco, and I look for the key, and like I'm just really uncomfortable while like she's like staring at me, giving like a mean look, mean eyes. I'm like, all right, whatever. I go over to the glass to get her Cheyenne whatever. No, she actually gets Cheyenne. She actually got like there's like little tiny tobaccos, like those long tobacco things, and there's like multiple ones. And she's like telling me, she's like, it's right there. I'm like, I'm not good at cigarettes. Come and show me. She's like, it's right in front of your face, even though it's like further down my face. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not good, I don't know any tobacco. You just come over here and show me. That's why I always have customers. And usually they have no problem. They come over there and they point out or they show me. And I'm like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. But, you know, she apparently can't do that. So she eventually comes over there, and she instead of shows me, she grabs it right out of the window, like for the glass. She's not supposed to. She like doesn't grab them. She like yanks them out. And I'm like, okay then. And I put them back. And then as she's walking away, she said, "Are you old enough to be working here?" I'm just like I didn't say anything back, but I'm like, obviously, or I wouldn't be working here. And I said to her, I'm like, I just don't do that stuff. I'm trying to be really nice to her too. Like, I'm a nice guy. I'm not like mean or anything like that. So for me to get like in any argument or like whatever with the customer, you know, it's pretty bad. And then as I'm ringing her up, she's like, you know what? She throws on the ground. I ring her up, and she's like, you know what? She's like, I'm gonna be calling your manager, and I'll be like, yeah, sure. She's over there. Cause I thought she meant like my manager, like at in the store. And my store manager was there, and like I knew she would have had my back 100%. So I was like, all right, I did nothing wrong anyway. Yeah, she's over there. And then she was like, no, I'm gonna be calling your district. I'll be like, okay, good for you, go for it. I didn't really say that, but I'm just like, okay, like I don't really care. Like, so I didn't say I didn't care, but like I'm just like, all right, go right ahead. And then she was like, she walks away, she stumbles away, she grumps, she's all grumpy, she runs away, and then she comes back and she's like, what's your name? Okay, there's so much I could have said to her, guys. First off, I'm like, it's right on my chest. There's a name tag right there. Like, are you blind? But no, I was just like, it's Brendan. And she's like, okay. And she walks away. And I was like, have a good day. Or have a good night, whatever. And she looks at me with like a mean eye. Like, that's how you get to people, guys. Like, instead of being mean back to them, you just be really nice to them. Because, like, they're trying to be mean to you and they're trying to get to you. And when you don't let them get to you, they feel like a douche and stuff like that. And then she called district. Guys, I have no clue if she called district. She says she would. But do I really care? No. Is district going to really do anything? No, they're not, because I did nothing wrong. And worst comes to worst, if I lose my job, I'm actually making below minimum wage or minimum wage itself, so it's not the biggest end of the world. But after it was over, I went to my store manager and told her like what happened, and she was like, I can't believe you deal with people like that. She's like, I'm so sorry. And she was like, people, you know, they have nothing better to do. People are so, she's like, that's some petty shit. I'm like, I know. And she was like, if she would have come over and told me that, I would have laughed in her face. I'm like, I know, thank you. So she's like, don't let it ruin your day. You know, move on to your day and just whatever. So guys, basically, like I said, customers can be complete douches, but you just gotta learn how to deal with them, and you gotta be nice to them, because like, you're not supposed to, like, especially when you're working, you're not supposed to be mean to them back. That's why customers be meaner to you, especially McDonald's workers and stuff, and like basically like just regular employees, only because they know they can do it, and you really can't say anything back. Because if you say anything back, they can basically get you fired. So you just gotta be like, you know what, whatever. And you gotta pick your battles. Like, I was so close to being like, you know what, give me one more attitude, I'm gonna get my store manager, and I'm gonna ask you to leave the store. But like, I try to make a big deal out of anything because like it's not worth it. And like, I was gonna say to her, I'm like, you know what, next time you come in, since I already know your age, I won't have to check your ID. But I was telling another customer, she was like, yeah, just tell her that. I was like, you know what, just because she's being a douchebag to me, next time she comes in, I'm gonna take my slow time and I'm gonna tell her to see her ID again. And if she has to go to the car or if she doesn't have it with her, I don't have to sell her the tobacco if I don't feel comfortable with her selling it to her. So you know what? She wants to be mean to me, you be mean back. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the story. Let me know in the comments what you guys would have done in this situation. I really would love to know. But yeah, guys, peace. And if you want to share, like I said, then you just got to shout me out, and then I'll shout you guys out, and then there you guys go. So it's that easy. Make sure you guys go check out ApplePro's video. The links for that will be down in the description. Peace.